Hello, this is Jeff McNeil, and today we are talking .hack GU last recode. Specifically, we are going to be talking about the new addition to the collection, Volume 4, Reconnection. So, this is a major spoiler warning right now. Not only are we going to be talking the story of Volume 4, but Volumes 3, 2, and 1. This is your spoiler warning. This is the only one you're going to get. Alright? So if you're interested in doing this yourself, here's your opportunity to leave. Okay, so .hack GU Volume 4 Reconnection. As part of the anniversary and the re-release of the .hack GU games, this was added and was advertised as something akin to a final episode, a final chapter, and it is a final chapter. It's just not a very good one. So we're going to be doing some jumping around a little bit here. The first thing I want to show you is what happens when you start this volume off the first time. Alright, it doesn't matter here. I want you to see this. This is spectacular. This is all the stuff you can't do. Yeah. So let's just go through this. You have no access to your mail station. This does not just apply if you don't convert your data. You have no access whatsoever. You can't read archive. You can't check affinity charts. You cannot do greeting cards. Crimson Verses is gone. You can't access that. So your Volume 2 and Volume 3 cards, gone, done, nothing to do with it. You cannot go to the news capture, and you can't go to the community forum. Once again, you can't even look at archive. They are gone. They are done. This is awful. This is absolutely horrible. But there's more. We can't go to the official forum or the official site, so you can't read lore, and you can't learn about the races, you can't check the forums for new stuff. Doesn't exist. In town, when they say certain NPCs, they mean 99% of the NPCs. Because there's basically no one there. You can't access quests, you can't do anything interesting in town. No bikes, so yep, that's gone. Quests are gone. At home is gone. So even, if you've got your level 9 guild in Volume 3 and thinking, oh, they're gonna give me a Volume 10 in, not Volume 10, level 10 in Volume 4. Nope, gone. With it are the grunties, the bike customization, all gone. Basically, storage and alchemy is done from any dungeon platform, just like in the Forest of Pain. And I'm saying dungeon platform, because hold on to that. Certain weapons and armor shops obviously are not available. And avatar battles, not available. Why? Because you can't go to your at-home. At Chaos Gate, no previous bookmarks. No area word. No random, no change server, and no town transfers. So this means you cannot go anywhere that you were in Volume 1, 2, and 3. You cannot input words for new areas. You can't go to random areas. You cannot change servers, which basically means you are stuck in Delta server. That's all you get. And with the town transfer gone, you can't go to any of the towns, and that means no arena. So you're stuck on the Delta server. And you can only go where the game tells you. I think there are 5 optional dungeons. from levels, I think it's 130 to 150. You can't do anything else. So let's load my data here. As you can see, I have about 2.5 hours. That's with me just screwing around. It only took me about 2 hours to finish this. Calling this a volume is like calling those little coffee newspaper massive novellas, libraries of books. This is short. This is so short. And it is not at all balanced for converted data. It is not. All right, this is not good. So we're going to bring this up, and we are going to discuss what is new, because basically everything has been gutted. There are a few new things. So we're going to load my data here. Anytime now. Okay. Desktop. You try and access anything, and yeah. You just can't. You can look at movies. Woo, movies! And you have your background images and music. And there are some new background images and music available. Thing is, why are you ever going to be on the desktop? You have nothing to do here. The only thing you can do in the desktop is to go back into the game. So, let's enter the game. And let's talk about the first new thing that we get in this volume. We get a new job extension. This is the 5th form. It is actually really good looking. I like it. He kind of looks like a Belmont. Kinda. Maybe. Yeah, he kind of looks like a Belmont from one of the anime versions of them. So, 5th form. This is unlocked late in the volume. And it comes with some cool stuff. First of all, we get a brand new weapon type and a brand new weapon. The Gates of Ouroboros. This is basically a chain sword. Now, you notice something here. I have no dual blades, I have no broadsword, I have no scythe, and I have no dual gun. When you get this form, you can't access any of your old abilities. None of your old abilities, none of your old weapons are accessible anymore. So if you liked your dual guns, if you got like the insta-kill dual guns from the Forest of Pain, they're gone. Well, they're not gone, they're in your inventory, but you can't use them. Which sucks. I mean, none of the other job extensions took anything away from you. They added stuff. It's not as big of a deal as you think, but it is still disappointing that in addition to everything else that Volume 4 takes away, they take away some of your combat options. Now, you also get, from a new weapon, you get new skills. You get 8 new skills, based off of the 8 phases. Now, these are all extremely powerful skills. All carry special effects, wide range, massive damage. Whenever you start a skill trigger, it shows up with the Terror of Death, the Mirage of Deceit, the Propagation, and the Prophet. Once you use one of them, you can activate your double trigger, and then you can activate the Machinator, the Temptress, the Avenger, or the Rebirth. You cannot alter your skill triggers at all. So to use the Temptress, you must use one of the first 4 abilities. So, it's awesome, but it comes with conditions. And that's an unfortunate part of this entire thing. Everything you get comes with conditions. So, yeah, these skills are cool. The weapon is cool. I just wish it was an option rather than a mandatory, this is what you're going to use right now. Mainly because I hate rapid weapons. Now, the second new thing you get. You get Ovan as a party member. Now, Ovan, despite being classified as a steam gunner, doesn't actually have any steam gunner skills. He has Ida skills. And he has 2 of them. They're actually really neat looking. They're not necessarily the most effective, but they are pretty cool. And it does make him stand out as a unique character. Which is nice. He's actually a really decent character, and his default equipment is really, really good. I mean, it's really good stuff here. So he's a nice thing to have as a bonus. The game has a new boss. You fight it 3 times, and each time it does get a little bit better. But if you're converting data, only the 3rd form will last more than 10 seconds. The game is not based around a level 150 fully geared character, like you'd have at the end of Volume 3. Which is okay, I guess, but it does remove a lot of the enjoyment of the game. I mean, you start off, you're fighting in level 130 areas with a level 150 character. It's not particularly thrilling. And I ended up just using my goblin safety shoes most of the time. Simply because I'm not wasting my time on a level 130. Now, the 4th thing you get is a new avatar battle with a new avatar form. The new avatar form looks cool. It genuinely looks cool. It plays exactly the same as Skaith's 3rd form from Volume 3. And the avatar battle is exactly the same as Kubia. It's not Kubia, but the fight is exactly the same as Kubia. He summons a whole swarm of little guys, you use a whole bunch of seeking missiles on it. Eventually it'll get stunned, you dash forward, you know, like 500 yards, appear in front of it, hit it a couple times. It uses a cutscene knockback breath attack, sends you flying away, you do it again, you destroy a head, you move on to the next head, repeat the process. It's Kubia. And that's the only thing that's new in this game. You have a new form, which is cool, but takes away all your old stuff. You have Ovan, who's cool. You have a new boss battle who's lame and pathetic and dies instantly. And you have a new avatar battle which plays exactly the same as the last avatar battle. Woohoo! So, yeah, for everything you lose, you get very little. As for monsters and dungeons, well, this is it. This is everywhere you can go. If you were hoping for Volume 4 to be your new playground, you're going to be very disappointed.
Ovan asked me to go with him to this.
Yeah, it's disappointing in terms of what's available to you and how much they took away. I wish I could do the arena with my new form. I wish I could do like the Forest of Pain or a new super boss or something, because this is just completely and totally insubstantial. So I'll just show off this new form a little bit. This is a level 150 area, and I think it's the only level 150 area you get. Now, one thing to note, dungeon. There are no fields. So you will have a level in an outer dungeon, the cave, the tower, this place. I mean, it's all dungeons, no fields. So let's fight these. Charge attack. Yeah, it hits really hard. Combo attack. Combo attack, and then skills. So you can see I've got my 4 here. And then follow this up with the Machinator. Yeah, it's really strong. Not sure if it's better than my insta-kill guns, but it's really strong. But it doesn't change. This is just a straight empty room. I haven't been here. Alright, I haven't been to this particular zone. Just because I don't feel any interest in it. So. Yeah, I wish that there was more I could do with this. Because nothing survives the double trigger. It just doesn't happen. And of course, you can't use any weapons you find. You're in this form.
This will be over quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but there's nothing to do with it. Which is just an awful shame. Would have been great to have a playground. Something you can do with Ovan and Tabby and Shino and go out and just have, you know, the adventures and have this be the true post-game it should have been. So, I was going to leave, but instead of just sitting in town and talking, I'm going to explain the story for what it's worth. So, you remember Volume 3, you absorb Korbanik, you fight Kubia, you save the world, and then complete the Forest of Pain. You get the special epilogue called Resurrection, and it's basically implied that Ovan's okay, and the world will be okay, and all that stuff is good and fine, and, you know? Yeah. This game retconned all that. So this takes place about a year and a half or a year and 3 months after Volume 3. Ovan's still in a coma, and the world itself is falling apart. Apparently, the rebirth cause substantial damage to the game, which makes no sense since it's supposed to actually fix everything. Well, anyway, the world is falling apart. You, in the real world, are working with the Network Administration Bureau along with Pi. Basically, you're, I guess, the network police? I don't understand the real system of it, but you're going around and you're searching for Ovan because he's still comatose. You know, that whole resurrection thing at the end of the Forest of Pain? Yeah, apparently that didn't happen. He's been comatose for over a year. So you come to the world to find him, and you find the world falling apart, and CC Corp is shutting it down. Alright, shutting down the game, yeah, their PR kind of sucked after they nearly destroyed the internet. But the whole instability because of the rebirth thing, it's weird. And I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid. So you come back, you find Ovan, you can't free Ovan because he's frozen in ice and you need your avatar, which was sealed away by Zelkova because now that you've absorbed all 8 forms of the Shadows of Morgana, Children of Morgana, whatever, the Epitaphs, the avatars, now that you've absorbed all 8 of them, your very existence could bring about another Kubia. So they seal it away, and, you know, you can't do it. You can't free him. So the world's falling apart, and you've got to find Zelkova before everything shuts down. Your party members show up. Let me talk about that. I don't know if they got the same voice actors, or they're imitators, but some of it is bad. Some of it's not too bad. I don't think Arcade sounds too bad. Adeli's a little... Okay, Adeli's very, very pushy. Gaspard sounds awful. It's just a poor effort all over. So they all come together to help you find Zelkova. Well, the net slum is no longer connected to anything, so you can't find him. You don't know where he is. Zelkova's sister shows up and says, yeah, you're Haseo from this, and this time. I need you to come help my brother, who's Zelkova. He got eaten by a monster. Okay, and that's the boss. That's the new boss that they introduced, this robotic baby. So you go to the bottom of the dungeon, fight the boss. I killed it in like 3 seconds because it's level 130, and it gets away. It's level 30. Zelkova's 150. Why is he having problems with this thing? So, you get to Net Slum Tartuga. You find out how to beat the giant evil baby thing. So you go, fight it again. It's slightly stronger than before, still dies in like 10 seconds. You free Zelkova, and he releases your avatar, which grants you your new 5th form. And off to fight the giant baby again. So, you go. Sorry, not fight the baby yet. Free Ovan. So, Ovan's area, the area he's trapped in, is no longer connected. So, bottom of the dungeon you go. You hack. Find Ovan, free Ovan, and then you go fight the giant baby. You beat the baby, and yeah, that's kind of it. The world is still going to end. CC Corp's still shutting it down. And what they consider post-game is you playing the last day of the world together with no content. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's not at all fun. You fight the same boss 3 times. The only reason its last form is actually a threat is it has counter paralyze. That's it. If it didn't have counter paralyze, it would be dead in, you know, another 10 seconds. It's not scaled to, you know, level 150 from Volume 3. It's just not. So the story retcons the endings from Volume 3. You know, the world is not saved. The rebirth and the destruction of Kubia doesn't actually protect anything. Olvan from the Forest of Pain, well, he's still comatose and he wants to be there. It's just awful. I mean, yeah, new .hack is nice and the new form is nice, but there's nothing to do with it. There's absolutely nothing to do here. You can talk to your party members and it's just nothing. It's just nothing, and that is so disappointing. This could have been the grand finale. You know, let us take our new form into the arena, fight all the rankers at once. Use the PS4 to its advantage. Give us like 15 enemies at once. Let us feel awesome. Let us go on, you know, really big adventures. You know, huge expansion for the world. Like level 160 enemies. You can only be 150, so it's a matter of skill and tactics. And it's just nothing. It's an hour and a half to 2 hours of nothing. Just running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so much of the game is gutted. So much is gone. Volume 4 is worth your time. It's an hour and a half. You're gonna get a little more playtime out of it. You're gonna get a new form. You're gonna get Olvan. But this is not the climactic end to the GU series. This is a fart in the wind, and Volume 3 remains the best. If you're gonna spend time completing things, actually having fun, Volume 3 is where you're gonna have it. Okay, that's all I have to say. So, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.